Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of The Professional Fan. I am the professional fan, Mike Antonace. Thank you all so much for joining me. If this is your first time checking out the show, please like, subscribe, share this content. It would mean a ton. We're up and coming. We're still, getting on the rails, as it were. So if you could like, subscribe, and share this content, it would mean a lot to Joseph and I. Today, kind of a short one, as you've seen in the thumbnail. I just kind of wanted to do a quick kind of training camp preview for the Cleveland Browns, see what we have to look forward to, what we have to talk about, all of that good stuff. Obviously, there's a lot of storylines going into this season, so wanted to hit on quite a few of them. So let's just get right into it. So first off, let's talk about the thing that's been on everybody's minds since the very beginning, and that is Shedeur Sanders, Dillon Gabriel, Joe Flacco, and Kenny Pickett. The Cleveland Browns quarterback battle. We have talked about it on our show ad nauseum because, frankly, it's probably the biggest story of the NFL offseason, not just for the Browns, but like I said, for pretty much every NFL team. The Cleveland Browns quarterback room is probably the most interesting. Two rookies who are both very successful in college, Dillon Gabriel coming out of Oregon, and obviously Shedeur Sanders coming out of Colorado. And there is my co-host right there. Like, subscribe, and share. Exactly. I already told the people, but got to let them know again. But so that is the biggest storyline of the year so far. Of the offseason. I mean, I'm not the only one saying it. You're hearing Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, even Stephen A. Smith has chimed in a little bit about the Browns quarterback room and what we have to look forward to. Now, obviously, there are some things, some headlines. I'm not even going to go into it about Shedeur Sanders that have kind of permeated the news recently. He got a speeding ticket. I have speeding tickets. Is it okay to go 40 miles over the speed limit? No. But is it that big of a deal? Also, no. Bro's just got to slow down. He's in a Ford Raptor. I get it. That thing's got pickup, but he's just got to chill out just a bit. Other than that, I think that is going to be the biggest storyline and what to expect at training camp. How do the Browns usually go about this? The fact of the matter is, we kind of don't really have a baseline in the Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry era to go off of what does a quarterback battle look like? Because obviously for most of Kevin Stefanski's tenure, he's either had Baker Mayfield or been dealing with the Deshaun Watson chicanery. But he's actually been pretty steady at quarterback except for the past 2 years or so, where he's pretty much had to put that quarterback room together with hot glue and duct tape. It has been absolutely silly what Kevin Stefanski's had to deal with the past couple of years, and having a quarterback room that is leagues better than last year's, I think, is going to be one, great for the team, but also great to see. I'm actually really excited to see how it approaches it, because really this is the first time that Joseph and we can all speculate on who will start week one. But at the end of the day, I really do think, and most reports suggest, that if one of these rookies shows out at training camp, they could win the starting job. Shedeur very well could be the starter. And I hope that's the case. Dillon Gabriel could also, though, shock people and maybe be the starter. I don't think that's likely, but that could be the case. Or they could go with Joe Flacco. Deontay Johnson, take this with a grain of salt because he hasn't even been around the team much, has said that he thinks they're going with Kenny Pickett for now. I don't know how much truth there is to that, but I think what this is going to look like in training camp is you're going to see a lot of the quarterbacks take a lot of first team reps. I think they even started to do some of the groundwork with Dylan Gabriel and Kenny Pickett, trying to see like who would kind of win that third quarterback spot, just so they can save some time going into actual mandatory training camp and leading up to joint practices. Which, if you're new to the Browns Nation, if you're coming over from Colorado, or maybe even if you're a huge Carson Schwessinger fan and you just had to follow him from UCLA or what have you, if you're a newer Browns fan, Kevin Stefanski typically likes to do joint practices with another team. It's like the most important part of our training camp regiment. This year, I think we have two. We have one with Carolina, which is the first one leading up to the preseason, and I cannot remember the other one. If Joseph remembers, he'll put it in the comments. But yeah, I think what this is gonna look like is you're gonna see a lot of shuffle. You're going to see each day maybe somebody else is getting first team reps. If someone does really good, they might get an extra day of first team reps. But I really think this is going to be a fluid situation, and more fluid than what the Browns, at least under the Kevin Stefanski era, have had to deal with as far as the starting quarterback position. And Rodney's in the house. Handstand Mike, my guy. Where's Joseph? Joseph is off this evening. Joseph is he's in the background. He's watching the show. He'll be commenting in. We got a couple different shows, and this is my particular one. Joseph and I sometimes do this show together. We do the reel together. Sometimes Joseph will just do the reel, and vice versa. Panthers and Eagles. Thank you, Joseph. Yeah, so Panthers and Eagles, and this is unique to the Browns because generally, yes, we usually do a joint practice with another team, generally in the NFC. And this will actually be the second year that we've done it with the Eagles. Andrew Berry does have a great relationship with Howie Roseman out there, as that's who trained him. This is unique in that the Browns are actually doing it with two separate teams, which I think is going to pay dividends for the Browns, because you're seeing two teams that do the offense completely different, but also kind of similar. Dave Canales kind of runs a West Coast style a little bit as well. Not as successfully as the Eagles yet, but he still does. But yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting to see. But yeah, that is what I think it's going to look like. A lot of switching back and forth. A lot of open reps. You're going to see a lot of reward for good reps. All of that good stuff. I really think it's going to be exciting to see. And man, I can't wait for those joint practices. I want to see Shedeur Sanders throw against that Panthers defense, because it is bad. This is a bad defense. Also kind of excited to see how Bryce Young looks. Honestly, I think that'll be exciting to see, because I liked Bryce Young coming out of Alabama. I was a Bryce Young fan, and I felt so bad for him, the situation that he went into his first his rookie season and forward. And Dave, he looked good at the end of last season. But this isn't a Panthers show. This isn't about the Panthers. I'm just a football fan. But moving on from the quarterbacks. Oh, thank you, Joseph. Everybody get ready for our other show this fall, The Fix. Yeah, The Fix, starring Dan Malott and Chris Gerganis. For all of your sports betting needs, if you like betting, if you like gambling, but always gamble and bet responsibly, then The Fix will be your show. These two gentlemen basically do it for a living. Not really, but they could. And if you want to make some bets and make some winning bets, it's going to be a great show. Me and Joseph will probably pop into that once or twice. I don't know how much advice I'll be giving you on sports betting, because while I enjoy it from time to time, I can't say I'm necessarily good at it. So I'm a homer. It's really hard for me to bet against the Browns. So like I'm always my logical brain. I'm usually a logical guy, analytical guy. That all goes out the window when it comes to my brownies. I don't even touch it. But yeah, it's been good. He's practicing, Rodney. Salute to you, Tune In. Thank you for tuning in. See what I did there. Appreciate you joining the show. He says, have I seen the trades today? If If you're referring to the NBA trades, yeah, I can get into that a little bit at the end of the show. It's all been nuts. I think what's more nuts is just the fact that the Cavs apparently are trying to be pretty aggressive right now, which Darius Garland was apparently in a package to obtain Kevin Durant, which is wild. But moving on to kind of what I was talking about the quarterback situation. What else are we going to look at? The second thing that I think we should really kind of hone in on in training camp is going to be our passing attack. Now, obviously, it's going to be matter who throws the ball, but the one part about the Browns that really scares me is our wide receiver core. Now, our wide receiver core is it's not the best, it's not the worst, certainly. There are worse wide receiver cores out there, but outside of Jerry Jeudy, the room gets kind of scary. Now, Jerry Jeudy last year had 1,200 yards, most catches in his career. I think most yards in his career too. He was explosive and kind of really building on what he was supposed to be coming out of college, coming out of Alabama. And I think it's going to be really exciting to see. And I think that contract is going to continue to pay dividends for the Browns. But yeah, no, that receiver core scares me. So outside of Jerry Jeudy, you have Cedric Tillman, third-year man out of Tennessee, who showed some stuff last season before he got a horrible concussion that basically ended his season. He had 100 yards a game for 3 straight games, and then he got hurt once he actually started to get some real playing time. So he's a big-bodied receiver. He was good in Tennessee. He was actually going to be a first-round pick before he got hurt in Tennessee and then fell to us in the third. I'm hopeful. I'm not sold on Cedric Tillman. Maybe with this season getting more playing time, we'll see. And then at slot, maybe Jamari Thrash, maybe Deontay Johnson, maybe Luke Froya. I really hope I'm saying his name right. He looked good in mini camp. Maybe he actually gets like a starting position. And then David Bell, I think, is going to get relegated to the practice squad. Jamari Thrash is second year guy out of Louisville. He looked good when he was in there. He's not afraid of blocking. Looks like a pretty solid wide receiver option. Deontay Johnson is low risk, sort of high reward. I mean, he was good for Pittsburgh, and then I don't know what happened. He crashed out in Pittsburgh, and then he went to like 3 different teams in a 6-month period and just absolutely like screwed the pooch on his career. And there was some report that came out today. I got to talk about this. There was some report that came out today that he said that he opted out of a Baltimore game because it was 41 degrees outside and he didn't want to play in that cold and put bad film on tape. And then he signed to the Cleveland Browns, where we regularly get 30 degrees up here in Cleveland, 20 degrees, and it starts in like November. Like sometimes you'll see 40-degree days in late October. I don't know, man. I think Deontay Johnson, I mean, we're paying him like $1 million. So if we got to cut him, we got to cut him. I get it. But like, man, that the wide receivers core is the one thing that scares me. It's the one thing that I hoped that the Browns would address in the draft, and they didn't. So that's going to be something to watch. See who's getting more reps. I think they're going to want to get Jamari Thrash more reps in there. He's kind of like the prototypical Kevin Stefanski guy. Luke Froya could also do that, though. We just kind of got to get that reliable slot receiver and pray to God that Cedric Tillman is healthy and that he can also, build on what he started building at the tail end of last season. Danny boy, he says, are we ready for a season record prediction? Okay, we kind of already did one, more or less. I said that I'm probably at a very optimistic 7-10. I think our ceiling is maybe 8-9. Maybe we do 9-8 and shock some people. This is a figure it out season. I think worst case scenario is win like 5 games, 4 games again, something like that. But if I'm being realistic, I think 7 games is the ceiling, which, I mean, as long as one of the quarterbacks looks good, I'm sold. I'm fine. As long as their draft picks look good, I'm sold. I'm fine. Um, he's giving worse vibes than Tristan waving that towel. Get out. Yeah. Yeah, no. Deontay's just been weird, man. I don't know what happened to him. He was so good for Pittsburgh. He just ultimate crash out, man. Like he just completely crashed out. So, I mean, we'll see. Um, and that kind of moves on to my next point. Oh, and Rodney chimes in, says Shador can make average receivers, star receivers. It can be done. Yeah, and I mean, here he does have Jerry Jeudy, who's an excellent receiver. And Cedric Tillman has above average talent. It's just like, can he stay healthy? Can he build on what he started? I mean, we'll see. Now, that being said, goes into my next point of Shador Sanders. Well, Shador Sanders. My next point about the other thing to watch with the Browns is, since we are going back to this wide zone running scheme, that also is going to constitute back to the 2 tight end sets, baby. The Kevin Stefanski special is back. David Njoku, if you don't know, David Njoku is top 10 tight end in the league. Super physical, great at blocking, can catch the ball. Great yards after the catch player. I think he's going to be he's going to be the best friend to pretty much any quarterback. But we also drafted in the 3rd round Harold Fannin Jr., who I was banging the table for the Browns to take him. If you watch the draft shows, I made a whole video about breaking down the tight ends in this draft because it was a strong tight end draft, and Harold Fannin Jr. was my my hope that the Browns would actually pick up. I didn't think he was going to be there in the 3rd, honestly, and I was shocked that he was. Could have been because he played at the MAC, but this kid, man, I mean, I'm not the one that's giving him these comps. He's already been getting like Antonio Gaines comps. He's fast. He's physical. He's huge, but he plays like a receiver. The dude can be special. He can be really, really special. And if he has to end up being the David Njoku replacement, I think that's fine. But if they want to run that 2 tight end set, I think that's great. Like, just run those 2, Jerry Jeudy and maybe Cedric Tillman out there, and you're kosher. That's going to be something to watch. Not so much David Njoku, but watch how Harold Fannin's doing. He's already been getting reps with the first team in minicamp. That's going to be something for us to keep watching. Is Harold Fannin Jr. is, oh my God, he's so special. I'm really excited for this kid. I couldn't be happier. He's from Canton, which is a local town. It's where the Pro Football Hall of Fame is. Went from Canton to Bowling Green, another Ohio school, and then got drafted by the Browns. So hometown product, and it's really going to be really exciting to watch him. The O-line is what I'll be watching. Water. Yeah, actually, Joseph, it's not water. It is. I'm not trying to bring back your dad's addiction, but Diet Coke. No, Jersey just quit the Diet Coke, but it's got to wet my whistle a little bit. But yeah, man, I'm excited for Harold Fannin Jr. Don't sleep on Floria, and Keyshawn Johnson, slot receivers. I'm not sleeping on him. I think Floria has a chance to make the team, but knowing this coaching staff and how they operate, they will typically, I mean, there's a chance Floria makes the team. I don't know if he'll see the field, if that makes sense. Like, how they operate with UDFAs is like, unless you like show some like crazy potential, like Ronnie Hickman Jr. did last year. He was a free safety out of Ohio State that went undrafted, picked him up, and he just looked great. And honestly, Ronnie Hickman had looked better in the pros than he ever did at Ohio State, which is wild. But they typically don't have UDFAs join the team unless they show something really, really special. Floria keeps doing it. He very well can join the team, but as far as like young receivers, they probably want to see more out of Jamari Thrash. But here, if Freud like kills it in camp, then yeah, he'll take that position. I mean, the Browns aren't in a position to get picky. You know what I mean? They're gonna put whoever is the best player in there. And that kind of goes on to my next thing. Joseph was talking about the O line. I will also be watching the O line. That was going to be my next point. Is the Browns O line, which was once touted and still kind of is, but people are kind of riding off a wave that hasn't really been there for a while. Of the Browns having like a super good O line. Our O line is fine. It's not like what it once was. Wyatt Teller's still a great guard. Jack Conklin's good when healthy, which is rare. Ethan Posich is a good center in a wide zone scheme when he's healthy, but he gets hurt every year. Joe Bitonio, Browns legend, going to be in the Hall of Fame, consistent all-pro left guard. This is probably, and this makes me very sad to say, it's probably his last year before he retires. We did draft Zach Zinner last year, so hopefully we can watch some Zach Zinner in camp, see how he's grown, put together tape, put together weight, strength, all that good stuff, because he will probably be taking that position after this year if he is ready. And then left tackle, it's going to be a really exciting thing to watch because Dawand Jones, sounds like they're going with him at left tackle. He has slimmed down a ton. Dawand Jones is a third-year player out of Ohio State University who just fell in the draft for some reason. But yeah, the O-line is fine. I think watch Dawand Jones. It's gonna be the biggest storyline because Dawand Jones has all the talent. He was just needed a harder coach. And Mike Bloomgren, our new O-line coach, I think is exactly what this O-line room needed. You know, hard-nosed coach, a Callahan prospect as well, so something that they're kind of used to. And another thing is to watch is Tevin Jenkins because he was a starting guard for the Bears and was one of the best O-linemen available in free agency, and we just signed him randomly. I think that he actually is more of a right tackle replacement than he is a guard replacement because Tevin Jenkins is started in the NFL with the Bears as a right tackle, got hurt. They switched him to guard, but when he was a right tackle, he played really well at the position. That's actually his natural position from college as well. So I think Tevin Jenkins is going to be something to watch because, I mean, I don't think they're going to cut Jack Conklin, but like, I wish this wasn't the case, but Jack Conklin is a dude who you almost expect to get hurt at this point, and I don't like saying that, but unfortunately it's a fact. Like pretty much every year he does get hurt or does miss time, and if you're going to have somebody, you might as well have somebody that can start at the position naturally. Deontay, why did you say that out loud? Yeah. Should he'll get you 12 plus. Yeah, I don't know why he said that out loud. He's just crashing out, man. He's just crashing out. I don't know. I don't know who his agent is, man, but he's got to fire his agent yesterday. Get him someone else. So that's with the O-line. And the final part of this that we're going to be having to watch for the Browns, obviously, and the most exciting for a lot of Browns fans is the Browns run game is back to basics. It's back to the wide zone. It's back to the double-headed monster. I mean, you got Quinshon Judkins, Dylan Sampson, Jerome Ford somewhere out there in the ether. It's going to be so exciting to watch this Browns backfield. And I don't care how much I talk about it. I'm going to talk about it until you're sick of it because this Browns backfield has the potential to be something special. Quinshon Judkins has all the talent in the world to be a premier back in this league. And Dylan Sampson, I believe, is just as talented. I was a big fan of both of these kids. It was a insane running back draft. And me and Joseph had both said that we wouldn't be shocked if the team took two running backs in the draft, which they did. And Dylan Sampson, who in any other draft is a third-round pick, fell to the fourth, and Quinshon Judkins in any other draft could be a first-round pick, fell to the second. I think this Browns backfield is going to be the legit engine that pulls the offense. And Quinshon Judkins is a violent runner. He's a smart runner. He jump cuts super quick. He's got great vision, and he's just a big dude. He's really hard to bring down, and he's super explosive. And then with Dylan Sampson, he's very much the same when it comes to he's a bowling ball out there, tough to bring down, super quick in the open field, and can catch. He can catch you so effortlessly that this Browns backfield is going to be exciting to watch. It's going to be very similar if you're newer to watching the Browns as to the Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt in their prime era. I think, Quinshon is probably going to get 18 carries a game. They'll shut him down. Dylan Sampson will get 12 to 14 carries a game, shut him down. You're not going to ever see like a 23, 24 carry game for Quinshon. They like to keep the running backs fresh and make it to a second contract. We're going to go back to that. That's going to be our MO. It's really exciting that that's going to be the MO. And here, I love Deuce Staley as a running backs coach, man. I think he's great. I mean, you could tell he loves the game of football. He played it professionally. He's just an awesome dude. I loved him when I was watching the Hard Knocks with the Lions when he was still with that team. And I think he's exactly kind of the fresh air that this room needed. And also just having some young guys in there, man. It's going to be super cool to watch. Also, Quinshon and Dylan Sampson, both super high character guys. Dylan Sampson said on Twitter, like, I'm going to give you everything I have on that field, man. Made me want to run through a brick wall. And then most Browns fans are OSU people, so we already kind of knew what Quinshon was about. So that is pretty much the offense of the Browns. That's what we want to watch for training camp. So what we're going to see is in the totality of this, that's kind of pretty much every position group. But what we're going to see is how the playbook's going to break out, what plays we're going to see. You're going to see a lot of play action. You're going to see a lot of bootlegs. You're going to see a lot of wide zone run schemes. And I could not be happier. Could not be happier, man. This is what it's all about. Old school football, old school Cleveland Browns football is back. So hype. So hype. I like Judkins. He's a beast in a cheat code in NCAA 25 law. He is, man, until they patch the game. You haven't played since they patched it, tune in. Come on, man. He was broken in that game, man. I couldn't win, though. I played Joseph. I'm a gamer. But for whatever reason, sports games, and as much as I love sports games have always eluded me, except hockey games. I'm really good at hockey games. Every time me and Joseph played, and I bought the game just to play with my buddy Joseph, and he kept like dropping 50 on me, man. I don't know what it is. He's a number of years younger than I. I'm 29. He's like 25, 26. So like, he might be 24. He's 24. So I don't know if it's just the nimble fingers. I don't know if it's because I'm slowly approaching 30 and like my body is failing me, but he kept dropping 50 on me, man. We played like 4 games in a row and I was like, I can't do this no more. I couldn't do it no more. He smoked me, dude. He smoked me with schools I ain't never heard of before. He was playing like East Carolina and I'm running like Tennessee out there. And I was like, why can't I score? It's awful. Always good to play games, though. It's all for fun. It's fun just playing the game. Judkins and Sampson complement each other perfectly. I agree, man. And like I said, Rodney, they're both super high character guys. Are super happy to be here. I'm just happy. I wanted them to get Dylan Sampson. I thought Dylan Sampson was going to be our starter. I didn't expect us to get Judkins and Sampson. What's good, Humble? Looking good, man. Thank you. I don't do anything to my hair or my face, so I'm just naturally good looking, obviously. I don't look like the Zodiac Killer. And I can't be. I wasn't born then. So don't think I am. Just Joseph said I'm a good sport. Hey, I kept playing the game. I was having a good time. I will admit, like I said, the 5th game in, bro, I was tired, man. I'm tired, boss. I was Browns drafted the best rookies. Yeah. There are a lot of people that said that the Browns had the best draft. I wouldn't. There's a case to be made for it for sure. I mean, I'm a homer. I'm gonna say we did. I love Mason Graham. That dude's a beast. Carson Schwessinger. I was on the Carson Schwessinger train before people were even talking about him. And then 2 great running backs, top 3 tight end in the draft, in my opinion. Obviously, the second best quarterback prospected in the draft in the 5th round. Yeah, I think the Browns had a pretty good draft. Dillon Gabriel one's still a head scratcher, but man. Jeremiah Smith's a 99 in 26. Is that serious? Damn, I had no idea. I don't doubt it. That kid's an alien. He's from like Mars or something, bro. Like Jeremiah Smith, I watch him play football and it's like, I don't know. This guy was made in a lab, or like he like came down from like Mount Olympus or something. Like the dude is nuts. But yeah, well, while we're here, Tune In wanted to talk about a little bit about the Cavs trades. I guess I can hit on that real quick. Or not the Cavs trades, the NBA trades that have been happening today. Kristaps Porzingis got traded for a pack of Newports and a bag of Doritos to the Hawks. So I'm sure, Corey, if you're out there watching, good for you. You got Kristaps Porzingis. Now you can lose in the first round but feel good about yourself. Good for Atlanta. They have a professional basketball team. Let's never forget that the Hawks have a professional basketball team out there. Cavs in New Orleans. Is there smoke there, Joseph? Cavs in New Orleans? Trey Murphy? I know it's not Zion. I know it can't be Zion. Granted, I wouldn't be shocked either if they traded Zion, because New Orleans is probably tired of his shit. Mike, you're going to have to get back in the lab, letting Joseph drop 50. Dog, I don't know what it is. Here, I play like MMOs, I play RPGs, I play sports games. But like, dog, if I'm on I don't know what it is. I'm good at 2K. I'm good at hockey. But something about, and football is my favorite sport, but I can't win. And that's if EA servers are working. You know what I mean? EA servers never work. Joseph and I, not going to dox us, but we live relatively close to each other. And, the game kept shutting out. I'm not going to use that as an excuse. I was still getting my ass kicked. But, MLB, not Tune In. I don't play baseball. I don't play baseball games. I only really I try and follow the Guardians as much as I can. They've been depressing this year. But I barely watch baseball. Jeremiah reminds me of Chase. He earned every bit of that rating, possibly got cheated. Yeah, man. Jeremiah Smith is the dog. Some smoke between the Cavs and New Orleans. Anybody that uses smaller schools, watch out for them. They know something. Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know what it is, bro. 29 is 29 the new 19. Shout out to you, Mike. Thank you, humble. Yeah, I 29 the new 19. I certainly act like I'm 19 still sometimes. I don't know, man. I got gray hairs though, bro. You can't see it in this light, thank God. But my beard, bro, it's got grays all over it. Joseph filmed a video of a TikTok of me just talking about the Browns, and I had my beard was unkempt, and my God, I was looking at it, I was like, Jesus, that's how much gray is in this. I was like, God just reminded me of my mortality. But Yeah, man. I mean, it's going to be an exciting season for the Browns. Um, it's exciting for the Cavs. I mean, we got some NBA trade news. She's heating up everywhere. The Cavs apparently are calling everybody. Everybody. Cavs calling the Celtics on Jaylen Brown. Apparently, they've called Denver on Jokic, which, if we got Nikola Jokic, that'd be nuts. NBA draft tomorrow. Yep, NBA draft is tomorrow. And depending on when it starts, I'm sure Joseph will be doing a live. And if depending on when it starts, I will also be there. We can be live reacting. Even though the NBA draft is exciting, I'm not as tuned in as some are to the NBA draft. I'm excited for the trades. Does Joseph use South Carolina? Uh, he has not yet. Jokic, the best player in the game, so yeah, I won't complain. And yeah, subscribe to TuneIn Sports, guys. TuneIn Sports, great friend of the show, great creator. If you want sports content, NBA content, especially Cavs focused content, TuneIn Sports is great. One stop shop for all of your NBA and Cleveland Cavaliers needs. So absolutely. What's going on with the QB situation? Still very fluid. It's very fluid at the moment. We're not going to know more until the end of training camp, and I think the Browns, kind of what I was saying earlier a little bit, the Browns are going to put a lot of stock in those two joint practices with Carolina and Philadelphia. That's when people are going to win or lose jobs, because that's your best litmus test. You're playing against another team, or practicing against another team, rather. So it's super fluid. I think minicamp Shador did look the best. So I think we're not going to really know who's starting till the very end, because those two joint practices are going to just tell the whole story. We're going to find out exactly what everybody's going to look like when the bright lights are on you. You're playing against or practicing against teams that are not your friend, that don't care. You know, they're not going to hit you any softer because you're wearing the same team colors as them. You know, I think that's really when we're going to find out. We appreciate you tuning, but yeah, I think when those joint practices hit, we'll figure out who's going to be the starter and who's going to be in line to take that throne. Love in the air. Dylan Gabriel, the sleeper. Yeah. He's definitely a sleeper, just because, like, here's the thing. Here's how I've looked at it. I don't, you know, I don't think Dylan Gabriel, nobody wanted the pick there at like 93 where he was picked. He's not a bad quarterback. I don't think he is. He was great in Oregon. He was great in uh Oklahoma. Oklahoma. Um Dylan Gabriel's always been good wherever he's been. He's actually like one of the most productive college quarterbacks ever. But size wise, that's his big issue. Um doesn't He has okay athleticism, but he's just not tall enough. The thing with Dylan Gabriel and why I think he was taken where he was taken is like, hey, Shador's our guy. We're gonna swing on him in the 5th round. But whatever concerns they may have had, if it made them be like, well, Dylan Gabriel's on our board, but so is Shador. We think we can get Shador in the 5th and get Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd before there's a quarterback run, what have you. I think that's might have been why they did it. And also, Dylan Gabriel's just a really good safety net for Kevin Stefanski, because Dylan Gabriel, if anything, will listen to what he's told. He's kind of like Kirk Cousins or Colt McCoy, or one of those prototypical quarterbacks in a way, and that he's just an absolute game manager. He's not going to take any risks with the football. And really, I think that's what Kevin Stefanski wanted for a backup quarterback. He's definitely a sleeper, but also if Shedeur Sanders doesn't work out, and they need somebody to take that starting role, I think Stefanski would be fine with Dylan Gabriel doing that, because Dylan Gabriel is what he's used to. He's a Kirk Cousins. He's a Joe Flacco. He's someone who's going to run the offense and do no more, do no less. He's going to listen. Not that the other quarterbacks we have won't. It's just that he's a safety net. He's got a ceiling that exactly where it is, and that's it. If you're just joining the show, please like, subscribe, share. You can always rewind the live. I went over what to expect for the Browns training camp. Now we're just engaging in the chat. You have a question or a comment, please feel free to drop it in the chat. Love to engage, talk to you guys, all that good stuff. Everybody's showing love in the chat right now. Look at that. Look at that. About to send flowers to everybody. Nah, I'm not. Flowers are expensive as hell now. And another thing with the quarterback situation is, I think even if Flacco starts too, he's not going to play the whole season. We got to remember, Browns fans, Joe Flacco has not played a full 16-game season, let alone a 17-game season. He's never played a full 17-game season, but he hasn't played a full 16-game season since he was with the Broncos. Like forever ago. I think that was 2016? Damn. 2016 is a long ass time. Oh shit, that's almost a decade ago. My God, I'm getting old. Oh, thank you for the rose. I deserve my flowers. I do deserve flowers. Quick caveat. Hey, if you're a man, somebody gets you flowers, don't make it weird. Just accept the flowers. Flowers are cool. What? You don't buy a house and put a garden in your house? Outside of your house, in your yard? Flowers are cool. Don't be weird about it. Just enjoy the flowers. Even if they're fake. Fake flowers are the best. You gotta water them or nothing. I don't got a green thumb. I kill plants all the time. And once again, if you're just joining the show, please like, subscribe, and share this content. Super important to us. This isn't the only show we have. This is The Professional Fan, who is me. I'm the professional fan, Mike Antonace. We also have our main show, The Real, which I sometimes co-host on. That is with Joseph Latman. Covers a variety of topics: sports, mental health, world affairs, everything. We also have an upcoming show that's going to kind of get back into its groove during the season called The Fix. It's going to be with Dan Malott and Chris Gerganis. It's going to be focused on sports betting, particularly in the NFL. So stay tuned for all of that good stuff. I'm just seeing what else is in the comments, see if I missed any. I'm sure that's a great noise to do in the microphone. Alrighty. Well, folks. Well, wait. Tune in says, yeah, Flowers cool. I give LeBron his flowers, but he's still playing. Yeah. Yeah. Man, if I have to read, no offense, I know it's a good talking point, but everybody's talking about, is LeBron coming back to Cleveland? Is LeBron coming back to Cleveland? And it's like, I don't know, man. It keeps like, it's like that one relative, man. I keep reading about it. The Real is on Sundays, and Joseph, Sundays, and what's the other day? Put it in the chat, the show schedule. I'm having a brain fart. Sunday nights for The Real is me and Joseph's panel on The Real, and he does one day during the week, and then he also is on TuneIn Sports during the week. This show is going to be on Tuesday nights and Friday nights, And then the fix, when we have a set schedule for that, we will let you know. The Professional Fan, yep, Tuesday nights, Friday nights. Right around this time, about 8:30 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're in Mountain Time, I don't know what that is. And Pacific Time is 3 hours behind. So if you're in the Pacific, that is 5:30 to 6 p.m. and 8:30 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Stay tuned Sunday for sure. Hit the notification bell. Yeah, hit the notification bell. It'll let you know when we go live. Sunday nights is a usual thing for the show. It's going to ramp up more for the real and for my show, obviously, as well as the season chugs along. Sunday night's a constant. It's usually a little sporadic because Sunday nights usually have a bigger panel. So we always got to get all of us together. But it's always Sunday nights. It's usually around this time-ish, around 8:30, 9 p.m. Sometimes it'll be a later show if like we're waiting for some news to drop or something like that. But generally it's right around there. So, but all right, folks. That was the show. Thank you so much for joining me on The Professional Fan. Once again, if you're just joining us, and if you did just join us, please rewind the show and watch it because this is the end of the stream. Please like, subscribe, and share this content. Like I said before, this is one of 3 shows we got going. I do co-host this show with my good brother and best friend, Joseph Latman, who has his own show, The Real, on Sunday nights. We also have The Fix coming up. And as always, folks, you're beautiful. You're worth it. I love you very much. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and share. And please, above all else, stay professional. I love you very much. Later on.